What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things, MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong, history. And we good on that, put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1, everybody say Bulls on tap, Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty. Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery, nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news. Go and subscribe, hang out with Buzzy and Goose. Tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, a.k.a. Bull Scripted. We are here to recap a Chicago Bulls victory, their 5th victory in a row, 125-118 over the Sacramento Kings. Before we do that, be sure to go to ontapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at BullsOnTap, at OnTap Sportsnet. Following Goose at Bull Scripted and me at BuzzOnTap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. Also, if you're on Twitter or Facebook, leave Twitter or Facebook. Go over to the YouTube. Subscribe to the OnTap Sportsnet YouTube channel. Hop into the comment section. Let's talk about this win. Let's talk about all the news surrounding the Bulls because, Goose, this is our last game for a week. Well, a week and a day, right? A week and a day. The All-Star festivities are this weekend, so this was a great way to go out before entering All-Star weekend.
5 in a row. We get all sorts of good news on the injury front, on the buyout market front. Tonight was a great night overall. I'm happy to see your beautiful face.
Oh, man. Thank you, man. Yeah, I trimmed my beard and everything for you, dude. That's why I did this for you is what I did. That's why I did it. But no, it was absolutely, it was a great news day, like you said, because Alex Caruso beginning basketball activities, and they said, what was that, about 10 days? He was going to start dribbling the ball again, getting rolling. Zach LaVine, that was the big one today. No structural damage in that knee. They could not find anything wrong, so that's good. So he should be back after the break. And then, as you just alluded to and talked about, we hit the buyout market. As soon as Indiana waives forward/center Tristan Thompson, the baby daddy to Khloe Kardashian's kid or kids or whatever she has. I just can't wait to tell Jamie about that, honestly, because I know she likes that show, and I'm just be like, yep, Bulls signed the guy.
Tristan Kardashian.
Yeah, Tristan Kardashian. So he's going to provide us some size, not that kind of size, you perv, but he's going to provide us some size. And you know that he's going to bring so much needed, rebounding and stuff to the Bulls that we've kind of lacked a little bit. So it was a really good day, and we still have to talk about DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, no, I mean, DeMar was a bucket short and probably several missed foul calls away from
Got you, Sammy.
Another 40 bucket tonight. And breaking records. Like, it was crazy to see them put up that stat of consecutive games with 35 points, over 50% field goal, and see the last time it was done being in the 60s.
Yeah, by Wilt Chamberlain, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
But, like, that long that record has stood. And Chicago Bulls, DeMar DeRozan, in an era that relies so much on three-pointers, just demolished that record.
Yeah, no, it's fucking impressive. So we saw our buddy Joe Colley going at it with the analytical people of basketball. I just have to throw this out there because it's funny to talk about. Colley's just, he's trolling like a mug, and I dig it. I respect the grind, but he was really pissing off the analytic people. But, seriously, though, because I've heard this for a long time, and this has been something that I think we've kind of talked about in depth. I don't think we have differing opinions on it, but I think that you agree that a good shot is a good shot, whether that's a three, whether that's a midi, or whether that's at the rim. Put the fucking ball in the hole, DeMar DeRozan has really broken that mold of you're not a successful scorer in the NBA unless, you can steamroll your way to the rim a la Giannis or hit a three. And he's really it's kind of cool seeing the mid-range game come back because I don't know if you saw this. I missed it, but on NBA on TNT, I believe it was last night, Tracy McGrady, Dwayne Wade, and Shaquille O'Neal talked about that a little bit. And they had said how cool it is that he's brought the mid-range game back and that he should legitimately get some MVP consideration. And I know we've talked about that a lot. For some reason, there's a section of basketball Twitter that thinks that they're more knowledgeable than everybody that says that's stupid argument that he should just be considered for all NBA teams. No shit, Sherlock. Of course he's going to make an all NBA fucking team. There's 3 of them. Why are we going to talk? We all know he's going to make an all NBA team.
I hate that the bar for MVP gets changed every year. And a lot of the times it's to try to benefit LeBron. And it seems like at this point in time, we're kind of past that. Guys like Giannis and Jokic and KD are kind of going to hold that over just because their team success is that much greater than the Lakers right now. And all reports indicate that the Lakers front office is letting them ride this out even past this season. So
the captain goes down with this shit, bro.
Yeah. So unless LeBron forces his way out of there, I think he might have to sleep in the bed that they made there. So, he's not really in that conversation anymore. And that's usually when you run into people like trying to degrade somebody. It's just all for the love of LeBron. But right now, that's not the case. You have DeMar and 3 big men for the most part, Obviously, Giannis is a little bit more skilled, and neither Embiid or Jokic are big men. They're extremely skilled in all facets of the game. But DeMar is the only one that's sitting in first place right now.
Yeah, it's funny.
Jokic isn't there. Embiid isn't there.
Right.
Giannis isn't there. We're in Giannis's conference, in Embiid's conference, and DeMar is ahead of these guys. So
I think what DeMar DeRozan is doing is super special. And again, we've talked about this. I think that what Jokic and Embiid and Giannis are doing is super special. It's really cool because we're witnessing, when people always say, oh, respect the history that's leaving you, we're kind of seeing new history being paved along the way right now with the renaissance of the big man, right? I mean, it's like the resurrection, dude. They're back. Big men are very valuable. Well, I mean, the skilled ones are very valuable right now. And the best players in the league this is going to be 2 years in a row. If a center wins this year, MVP, it's 2 years in a row. That wasn't happening 10 years ago. It was guards, or forwards. So it's pretty interesting to see that. But the reason I brought that up, and I threw a little bit of shade at the guy who threw that tweet out there that said we should just be, happy that DeMar's going to make an all-NBA team. It's just that's fucking idiotic. I don't know why people want to come off smart like that. And I'm not trying to insult anybody. My cat's tail is literally wrapped in my headphones here. Sorry about that. But I don't understand why it's such a controversial take. He just broke a record that you stated and that the NBA stated that has been there since the 1960s, held by Wilt Chamberlain. And Wilt Chamberlain, is a fucking 6'11" center who played against guys that were at the local YMCA like me, who ran up and down the court twice and then died in the fucking, on the baseline. So I'm just kidding. He played against some skilled guys, but you know what I mean, dude. He played way back in the day, and that was a center position. That was a center scoring line, 50% and a bunch of points. This is a fucking guard who just did it, dude. So credit to DeMar DeRozan for going 16 for 27 tonight. Hit 1 3 on 1 attempt, 38 points, 6 boards, 6 assists.
And who did that 3 fishbowl? My stomach was sinking on that shot. I was like, oh, yeah, it's in. It's not in. It's back in. It's in. It was in a big moment, and that was in the fourth quarter, and we really needed it because outside of him and Kobe, it was kind of still a little shaky. I know we haven't talked too much directly game related, but tonight was closer than usual as it has been throughout this win streak. But it was made comfortable by DeMar and Kobe's shooting. But the fact that it's being made controversial that DeMar should be higher in the MVP race is baffling to me, because it just tells me you're not watching the games. Because if you're watching the games, he belongs there. Do I confidently believe that he'll win it, even if the Bulls finish in first place? No, I don't think it's realistic, just because of the names that we're talking about probably get those votes. Because a lot of the analysts that have to vote for DeMar were shitting on DeMar all offseason. They're not going to give him that vindication to validate how wrong they were. But what Tamara's doing for this Bulls team, especially through these injuries with Zach out, has been incredible. I mean, it's been record-setting.
Right. I just kind of think, like I said, I think it's just kind of idiotic to say he doesn't belong. It's a top 3 race, and that's it. Well, we're about to pass the All-Star break here. We still have some basketball to go. And what he's done in the first half, and I know we're past the first half. We played over 41 games, but at the end of the day, he's still doing what he's doing right now. Almost 38 and 21. So, he's done this all year. He's done this more than half the season.
There's only 22 games left, 23 games
right.
left. It's not like.
I just don't think it's a crazy thing to say he belongs there, like you just said. I just think it's kind of stupid to dismiss it. But that's where I'm at. So I just had to throw that out there real quick before we even talked about the fucking show, because I just think it's disrespectful to a guy that's fucking 32 years old on his 3rd team, and in his 2nd team in 3 years, whatever. And he's just balling and doing his thing. So, he deserves all the credit that he's getting from Bulls fans. And if they want to call us a homer, then go ahead and call us a homer. I'll take that all fucking day long. I'm watching good basketball, and I haven't seen anybody play basketball like this in a Bulls uniform for a long fucking time.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the criteria has always been team success has to be incorporated, unless you're doing something like Russell Westbrook did, where he averaged a triple-double, for a full season kind of thing. The first time that was done since Big O.
Right.
So those kinds of things get exceptions, but other than that, team success is always incorporated. So the historic things that he's doing on a personal level as a player, while his team is having more success than most, if not all, tonight it's all of the teams in the conference, that should qualify him to be in the conversation bare minimum.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I get a little fucking pissed off when I see dumb shit like that. But let's talk about the birthday boy. Let's talk about Kobe White. 22 years old, Kobe White tonight. 40 minutes, big minutes from him. Well, big minutes from the starters in general, because the bench only provided us 8 fucking points tonight. So
Matt Thomas was over 3.
When he passed up that open 3 and did a fucking dribble pull up, I think I might have died. I'm not sure. Like, I don't even know if I'm here right now.
And it's funny because earlier in the show you were talking about how a good shot is a good shot. Mid-range. And all I could think to myself was, unless it's not the shot that's good for you. Like, that's not a good shot. Mid-range is great if you're DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine or somebody who's skilled there. But you dribbling out of a shot that we need you to take, and is the only reason that you're on the fucking roster, to take a mid-range shot, which for most people in this league is the most not successful, analytically worst shot you can take. Matt Thomas, you're not allowed to take those. Like Billy Donovan, Arturas is going to sit him down to get Tristan on this team, hopefully, and Matt will be gone, and we won't have to worry about it anymore to begin with. But that is the worst possible shot analytically, and your 15th man is comfortable dribbling out of that.
Right. And I have fucking Jim in our comment section. You have to watch a YouTube video later to see what he said. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I died when he did that, Goose. I didn't feel good about it.
That's the first time.
Yeah, I know. He's killed me a lot this year, honestly. I've died a few times watching him play. But bench didn't really give us much of anything. DJJ hit a 3. He had 5 points. He had 4 rebounds, 1 assist. He played some good defense. DJJ things. For sure. Matt, like I said, Matt Thomas with his 3 points, all from the free throw line. Troy Brown Jr. made some silly mistakes by not passing DeMar DeRozan the ball in transition, which is, just kind of wash, rinse, repeat thing. Just like our buddy Matt Peck said that on Twitter, TBJ in transition, not looking to pass the ball. That's what you get. But we're going to talk about the birthday boy now. We're going to talk about Kobe White, 11 for 19, 6 for 11 from downtown, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. He had 31 points, 1 turnover, 6 assists, 5 boards, and a steal in 40 minutes tonight. Kobe White played great, and we have our buddy Jeremy Munez here in the comments saying, thank God. Oh, wait, that it went up. Where did it go? Said somewhere, thank God we didn't trade him. There it is. I found it. Thank God we didn't trade him. I'm gonna do one of that on that. I think it's called a dap. I'm behind the times, but that's what it's called.
You gotta flip the P. It's a dab.
Oh, dab. I'm so out of the loop.
DAP is like the equivalent of street credit, Buzz.
Right. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking that street cred because I didn't want to trade Kobe White, so I'm taking that. And I'm gonna do it again. 30 years old. I don't know what I'm doing over here, but a great game from Kobe White on his birthday. He has provided absolutely great basketball in the absence of Zach LaVine being inserted in the starting lineup. I believe before he entered the game tonight on the 4-game winning streak the Bulls were on, he had hit 18 3-pointers. So he just added another 6 to that now.
So that's 24.
That's 24.
That's Kobe.
In 5 games. 24 in 5 games. Kobe White is fucking balling.
That's close to an average of 5 a game. That's one short of 5 a game.
Right. I mean, and it goes back to, in my opinion, dude, what you said about him. Maybe the pressure was taken off of his head, man. I mean, maybe you were onto something when you said that, because remember, he started off hot. That trade deadline talk started like heavily happening, and then it was like
can you imagine? He turned 22 today. I'm 28. If I had to go into work and just know that not only are my bosses whispering about my ass getting traded, but people who root for me, like people that are on social media, are like putting me in trades and just sending me everywhere. You know how much that would fuck you up? You know how hard that would be to sleep at night? That would, just thinking about, I'm 28. Like, if there's even something small going on at work, like I think I fucked up and I'm like, oh shit, does my boss know that? Is he going to talk to me about this? Man.
Oh my God, he got so upset that he got disconnected. But yes, I do know what you're saying, Goose, and I'm going to carry the show on right now because you fell out of here. But yes, I do know how fucked up you'd be, because I would be the same way. I have anxiety enough as it is right now about fucking social media shit. I'm on the record saying in general, I don't even like Twitter because I don't like the petty little fights that happen on it. So I couldn't imagine logging on to Twitter and seeing a bunch of trade rumors with my name, or not trade rumors, but people just talking shit about me consistently and what that would do to my psyche. I think that people lose compassion when it comes to athletes because of whatever it is, because of the fame, because of the money, because of whatever it might be and what it might not be for them. And I feel like they don't realize that these are real people that have real issues. So, I mean, it's, to me, I can definitely see why he wasn't playing well. And, you know, now that the trade deadline's passed, I'm glad he is playing well. I just carried that whole thing like a motherfucking boy. I didn't stop talking the whole time.
That's great.
I know.
I didn't go anywhere, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't kick your computer when you got scared?
No.
No. I didn't do that.
Like, got all the space in the world. I'm not cramped up against a desk with a green screen behind me. What are you talking about?
No, that's a fucking mansion behind you. Ain't no goddamn green
fuzzy
screen.
Mansion. It does the Avengers thing sometimes.
Yeah, right. No, but I was just basically piggybacking off your point, how fucked up I am, even being on Twitter, and how much I really don't enjoy sometimes social media, because if you put a thought out there and someone thinks it's stupid, they roast you. I can't imagine being a player and having to see that all the time. So thank God it's out of his mind, and he has been balling ever since the trade deadline has passed. So I'll take that. Vooch, 8 for 18 tonight, 21 points. He had 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. I wish he would have hit a couple more shots there, but he had a tough assignment. He hit 1 3.
Okay.
He went 1 for 6 from downtown, but he had a tough assignment tonight. Sabonis is a Bulls killer, dude.
No, I mean,
he's a motherfucker. He is. He's like, I hate watching him. I love watching him, but I hate it because he kills us all the time.
Would you have rather the Bulls trade for Sabonis than Vucevic?
No. And I'm going to tell you why. You ready? Because I'm a homer. So fuck Sabonis. All my homies hate Sabonis. Okay.
Fair enough.
Maybe it probably would have been a great move, honestly. But
it probably would have cost more than Vooch, and they weren't really full sell. Yeah.
Right. I mean, Sabonis is a beast, no doubt about it. Great passer, great rebounder, great scorer. But I am intrigued to see him and your boy D Fox in.
I thought De'Aaron was going to fuck us up there for a minute.
He had 17 points in the first fucking quarter, I think.
I thought he was going to fuck us up for a minute there.
Yeah, he was fucking killing it. I'm glad it slowed down because he finished with 33, but that first quarter, he was on fire. But yeah, Vooch kind of had a weird game, but our guy, got to talk about our guy, Javonte Green, 10 points.
Wait for it.
Yeah, 10 points in the first quarter tonight for Javonte Green.
He said, I'm not going to wait to get double digits tonight. We're getting it out of the way now.
Right. And it was fucking amazing. He goes 6 for 7 from the field, 3 for 4 from downtown, 15 points, 6 boards for Javonte Green tonight. And he had 1 block, and that block was on Sabonis.
When
Pretty sweet.
Javonte hits open threes, he's 6th man of the year caliber player. I don't care what everybody says. I love Javonte Green.
He dude, the pickup and getting, again, we've said it a million times on the show, getting paid to just take him.
And you can't be a 6th man if you're a starter. So
right. Well, right. That's fucking hilarious. So we have a couple questions here real quick. We'll get into the questions in a moment. I do want to ask how you felt about watching your De'Aaron Fox Sabonis combination, because I know you're a big De'Aaron Fox guy. So what did you think about watching that against our Bulls?
So, it used to hurt me when we didn't really have a point guard, but now that we have Lonzo Ball, it doesn't hurt me nearly as much.
Mm-hmm.
I still have some De'Aaron Fox envy. I have to say that just because it's the truth. And when you see games like tonight from him, you see why the Kings made the decision that they made. As big as people are on Halliburton as well, the Kings are more comfortable in Fox. They know Fox better. And, he's more on the same timetable as Sabonis as well. So they decided to rock with him. And we saw tonight that pairing is going to be dangerous. This isn't the same Kings team. Obviously, they got a huge game from Justin Holiday, who's turned into a Bulls killer ever since we traded him to the Grizzlies. But, no, De'Aaron's been a favorite for a long time, and I don't think that'll change.
Yeah, watching him and Sabonis, I even like the pairing of Harrison Barnes too there. I think that he's like, it really works out with him on the court with those guys. They had a little bit more talent over there. They're going to become a problem. I think they have a cool little 3-headed monster that can actually make some noise in the future. If they can get, some
we didn't even see
players around them.
Davion Mitchell tonight, who's
no, we did not.
Young rookie for them. So
yeah, no, we did not. So we'll take a couple questions here. So we have from our buddy Chai Sports Fan, who's currently fighting with our other buddy Joe Colley on Twitter right now. He told us to check it out, so I will check that out in a minute here because I'm curious. But he asked, here's a debate I had on Twitter: who should be an all-star, Vooch or Allen? Similar stats on the season, with Vooch slightly better. If we're talking about Jarrett Allen, so I assume we're talking about the center from the Cleveland Cavaliers, he does currently lead the league in offensive rating and defensive rating. Isn't that fucking insane? He's great. He's been doing real good. I'm going to say Vooch because I'm a homer and I'm not afraid to admit it, but I'm not going to take away Allen's season. Fuck Cleveland, by the way. I hate Cleveland. Nobody from Cleveland should be on the all-star team. Not Darius Garland, not anybody. I hate them all. Every one of them.
Yeah,
if you want to provide a better answer than that, you can because Darius Garland does deserve to be there. But again,
I think this one comes down to Vooch's struggles this season and not really finding his footing until voting was kind of somewhat over, all the way over already. He came on strong too late, and despite the Bulls being at the top of the conference for the majority of the year, that just really wasn't enough to carry his poor shooting. He really regressed in a lot of ways from what we even saw as Bulls fans in the second half of the season that we had with him, with just him and Zach. So I can't really fault the NBA or fans or whoever. Don't think it was the fans that got to pick this one, but with going with Jarrett Allen over Vooch, just because the Cavs are a great story this year. You got to reward them where it's due, and they, like you said,
no, you don't.
It's the offensive rating and defensive rating in the league for Jarrett Allen, so you can't really argue with his contributions to his team's success. And he was kind of like throwing goods in a trade, and he's proved a lot of people wrong when it came to them saying he got a overpaid contract too. He's so power to him. He deserves it. Vooch has been there just by verdict of not many great centers in the league anyway. So I think it's kind of a bit of a wash, but I see why.
Gotcha. What do you think happens next year when Kobe and Ayo's contracts end? I really don't want to think about it, but I've said this on the show before. I don't think that the Bulls are going to pay both of them. Now, obviously, Ayo Dosunmu has been very good this year. Surprised a lot of people. Some people he didn't surprise with his talent. Ayo's more of a complete player, I think, even now already. Kobe
can steal.
Kobe could steal you games. We've seen Ayo have really great games where he's helped win us games or literally won us a game. He's done that. He has the ability of being a very good player. But I don't know who they move the one who's got the most trade value and whoever's going to be cheaper when they go to sign them. And I would assume that Io would come on a cheaper contract than Kobe White would. Like Goose said, Kobe White has that ability to steal you games. I don't want to move on from him because I've said from the past, in the past, that guy coming off your bench with the scoring that we have in our starting lineup and then the defense that we have on our bench and him being a primary scorer is just fucking scary. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, that gives other teams problems in the playoffs when you have somebody of that caliber, who scored of that caliber off your bench. But I don't know what'll happen. I assume they keep whatever one will be cheaper, and I would assume that be Io Sumu. I don't think they're going to pay 4 guards between Lonzo Ball, Alex. Well, wait, it'd be 5 guards, wouldn't it, if you kept both of them? Because it would be Ball, Caruso, Zach's going to get paid, obviously, Io, and then Kobe. I just can't see them tying all that money up there. I could be wrong.
I mean, so we have Vooch's contract that'll expire that year. Obviously, we don't know what we're going to do with him. We saw those rumors on Twitter about Mitchell Robinson and how the Bulls had interest in him at the trade deadline. Plan on revisiting that come the offseason here.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you get somebody like that on a cheap contract and you let Vooch expire, you can definitely find a way to hold on to both Kobe and Io. And if Io continues to go down this path of being a two-way player, maybe Caruso becomes expendable to you in the sense that he's a good trade chip on a good contract. And his stock is probably continuing to go up as more teams realize just how valuable that fucking guy is to have on your team.
Right.
You see how far the Lakers fell, and obviously it's not just because they're without Caruso, but a piece like Caruso being missing from a team like that can make all the difference.
I think that a lot of Bulls fans have learned that this year with not just Alex Caruso, but your guy again, into Javonte Green. These high hustle guys complement your star players so well that it flies under the radar, man.
You have to have guys that are willing to do the things that your stars can't or won't do.
Right.
And when you watch DeMar and Zach play defense, Caruso does all the shit that they don't want to do.
And the same with Lonzo Ball. With Lonzo Ball. The complementary pieces there. Like, that's why I say this team is so well built, and I really do feel like they could still make some noise, man. It really is when they're healthy.
No, I mean, let's run it down. With the addition of Tristan Thompson here,
right?
We have Lonzo, Caruso, Kobe at point guard. I mean, Io in there too. So 4 guards there, however you want to place them, point guard or shooting guard. We got Zach obviously taking 38, 40 shooting guard minutes a night. DeMar taking most of the small forward minutes technically. Javonte behind him. Once we get Pat back, we're going to have Pat, Javonte.
DJJ.
TBJ, well, he's not going to be in the rotation once everybody's healthy.
Oh, well, I thought we were just naming the roster itself.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. Definitely. And then you're going to have Vooch, Tristan. I think Bradley will still be here because he's got a guaranteed year on his deal. So getting rid of him is a little harder than getting rid of Matt Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, just the depth at every position that we'll have after we get Tristan Thompson and we get healthy, and we might get Caruso and Zach back right after the All-Star break. So
I would definitely say mid-March still for Caruso, even though he's going to start his dribbling. I'd say mid-March for him and Lonzo. I really have this feeling that a week or two after the All-Star break, so the first week or second week of March is when you're going to see Patrick Williams come back. Like I told you, when we were at the game the other day, we got there, because Juice has got that fucking Amex card, so you're able to get in 2 hours early using that thing. And we just go and we watch shoot around. And Pat looks good. I mean, he looks healthy. He looks crisp. So he's going to be coming back. And then, like I said, Caruso, Zach, Lonzo. I mean, there's so many fucking players coming back here. I swear to God, like you said, like minutes-wise, I don't know what the minutes are going to look like when everybody does come back. But being that deep, there's no issues there, especially when you're like hoping to make a deep playoff run. It's exciting. And then adding a guy like Tristan Thompson, like, listen, I know Tristan Thompson's no world beater, but he is a big body that can alter a shot and he can grab some fucking boards. And that's what this team needs at crucial moments sometimes. We've seen games this year blown by us missing rebounds.
I am so glad to add somebody like him for a matchup like Embiid. Is he going to fucking stop him? No. Is he going to irritate him and annoy him and piss him off and maybe get under his skin a little bit because Tristan Thompson's good at that kind of stuff? Yeah.
He's a guy that can come in and give you some hard fouls on their fucking player to slow him down a little bit. or put a body on him that makes him work extra hard where he is a little winded. That's the kind of guy Tristan Thompson is. He's not going to come and be any fucking world beater, but the dude fits a need the Bulls need. He fits the hole they need, man, because rebounding, bit of defense there, big body in the paint. That's what the Bulls need. We've watched a lot of games this year blown by missing giving up offensive rebounds. We've seen that this year.
The biggest one.
It's probably the biggest one. I mean, we've just seen it time and time again, and I don't know what the minutes will look like for Tristan Thompson, obviously. I would assume he's going to take some of them from fucking Tony Bradley. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I hope we don't see Tony Bradley again, other than his contract situation. I really don't expect to see him touch the floor once we get Mr. Kardashian on the team.
I think that this was a really good move for the Bulls, and I'm excited because
Shy Sports McKinney over Matt Thomas.
Well,
cut suggestion there.
They need to cut Matt fucking Thomas. I don't care what they owe him. I don't care if they owed him $1 billion fucking dollars. Just cut your losses, Lord. Cut him. Be done with it. I don't want to deal with it. Dude, seriously, come on, man. He got brought in to bring in 3-point shots. What is he doing? He's doing some NBA Street Volume 2 GameCube type shit. Like, what is that? Like, you're doing some dribble fucking, throwing it between your legs and then dribbling to the fucking, to the corner and shooting a pull-up jumper? Like, no.
Or he went to college?
No. Iowa State, did he?
Yes.
Yeah, fucking Fred Hoiberg coach him?
I don't know.
Did he?
I don't know.
Because I'd be really pissed off if he did.
I didn't dig that deep. I just thought it was funny with all the Garpax Iowa State connections. That's where Matt Thomas was from. We got rid of them, but we can't get rid of Iowa State.
You know what's funny? Like, you said it, and I'm confused. Did I know the answer, or did I just assume a player like Matt Thomas went to Iowa State?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know either. I don't know if I knew.
He looked like a cornfield kid.
I want to punch him right in the face. I mean, I'm sure he would beat my ass too. Like, we did the whole Buzz fights everybody thing, and I lose all of them. But he just makes me so fucking mad. He does. He pisses me off, Goose. It really makes me mad. I almost spilled my pop upstairs. I got so mad when he did that.
So you're on the.
I'm on Team McKinney.
Team McKinney. I mean, I have to think. At least for me, man, I get McKinney's made some pretty bonehead plays, and that kind of comes into the trying to earn, a spot kind of thing, which it's hard to blame the guy, but can't do that shit on somebody else's franchise time. Like, we're contending. You go do that on the Pistons. That's not what we need from you right now. We need you to play a role, not play hero. I think if McKinney can get that, it's not like Matt Thomas isn't trying to play fucking hero too.
I don't need Matt Thomas. Listen, when my team's healthy, I don't need Matt Thomas. I don't need Matt Thomas. At least McKinney can somewhat play defense.
He's versatile. He can do a lot of things.
Right.
That's somebody that I'd rather have on the back end of my bench for a playoff run than Matt Thomas.
I agree with you. And I don't even. He probably won't even need it.
I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
I can't handle it myself. It fucking pisses me off. So we have another one. Who fits best, Goran Dragic or Dennis? I mean, who are we talking about? Dennis Smith?
Neither of them are coming here.
I don't think we're getting Goran Dragic.
When we're healthy, we do not offer them opportunity or minutes that they're really going to get.
And I think that's what Goran Dragic is looking for. He's looking for meaningful minutes on a playoff team. And you know what? He probably should have played a little bit in fucking Toronto, because that team is in the playoff picture too. It's so confusing to me.
Confused me a little bit too.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't really understand that whole logic there. Maybe he just hates Canada. Canada's not for everybody. I don't know. I've never been, but I've heard a lot.
Do you think maybe? I'm not going to go there.
Don't. I don't know what it is, but when you stopped yourself, was it bad?
No, it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
My gut instinct just told me to leave it alone, so we left it alone.
Gotcha. Oh, and we got Beer Garden Jim, our boy, Beer Garden Jim, who broke the fucking Tristan Thompson signing to me tonight, actually.
Hoiberg was Matt Thomas's coach.
He was his coach for 2 years in 12-13 and 13-14. Our boy, Beer Garden Jim. Follow him on Twitter. Beer Garden Jim.
I'm so proud of you. We did that Spaces, and you kind of got your moment to shine. You threw it away.
He threw it away.
This is redemption, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you. So I was right. I could tell he was coached by Fred fucking Hoiberg. I could tell he was. And that's why I said it. It's ridiculous. But yeah, as far as Goran Dragic goes, I'm not sure we see Goran Dragic here. Selfishly, right now with the injuries, would I like to see Goran Dragic here? Absolutely. But I think Goran's not an idiot. He knows when Lonzo gets healthy and Alex Caruso gets healthy, that fucking guard position is log jammed. And I just don't know I would love to have him here for a playoff.
No, yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like the last few years I've kind of expected him to just be completely washed, and then it comes playoff time, or it comes towards the end of the season where you're playing meaningful games for seeding.
Right.
He's just there, man.
Yeah.
He's a pro's pro.
Yeah.
And he's like the point guard version of Robin Lopez. Like,
and he's got a relationship with Vooch too. I don't know if you saw that, but I guess they do Vooch's camp together every once in a while or something like that.
So no, I mean, if our guard situation wasn't so solid when we're whole, I think it would be a place that he would come to. As we just saw, like I tweeted out, we just took Tristan Thompson from LeBron James. Like, LeBron got Tristan paid in Cleveland.
Yeah, he did.
Paid. And LeBron needs help. LeBron just needs people who know how to play basketball right now. And Tristan Thompson's coming to Chicago. Obviously, there's more opportunity here, which tends to be the biggest thing on the buyout market for these guys is fit and opportunity. And maybe we have a little bit more of that than the Lakers with Dwight Howard and AD over there already. So maybe that's the pull. But usually these guys go to guys like LeBron, and we're stealing LeBron's friends at this point in time for free.
Yeah.
It feels good.
It does feel good. Another question here from Jeremy Munoz. He asks, should the Bulls pick up anyone else? Kind of how we, at least in my opinion, I'll let Goose speak for himself, but at least in my opinion, I think the Tristan Thompson signing is huge, as I've mentioned before. Just bringing in a big body, 6'9", 254 pounds, big dude in the paint to alter shots, grab some boards. I think that was the biggest need the Bulls have. And if it's true and these guys are going to be starting to trickle in, mid-March to late March before the playoffs come into play, I really don't mind not going to grab anybody else from the buyout market. Get what you need, get your rotation set when your guys get healthy, find out who you are and what you can be, and then go into the playoffs and try to get some dubs. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. I'm not really, if I had a want, it would be a guy like Goran Dragic, just a guard, another point guard that a guy like Kobe White, or a guy like Io DeSumo, or even a guy like Lonzo Ball, even though how good he is, but a guy that you could pick the brain of, because Goran Dragic has been around a long time. He's played on a lot of good teams. He'd be a guy I'd be interested in bringing in, but I don't think that'll happen. And I'm kind of feeling pretty good with these guys getting healthy over the All-Star break and going into March. I don't really care to add anybody. There's no game-changing names out there or anything like that. So,
I mean, prior to Tristan, I would have said Robin Lopez was a guy that I would really like to see come back to Chicago. Anybody that takes Matt Thomas's spot is cool with me. Gary Harris in particular would be somebody that I'd be down for sure.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Gary Harris. I'd love. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I forgot about him. That's a good pickup.
AK righting all the Chicago wrongs here, getting the guy that we traded for Doug McDermott. And then obviously Ben Bree's already gone. I believe he went to Milwaukee, but he would have been a really solid pickup.
Yep.
But other than Gary Harris, like you said, you touched on there with Dragic or, Schroeder, I would love their services short term, but I think they're both smart enough and their agents are smart enough to point out, like, hey, once that team gets whole, you're going to be finding another home. So probably better to go there and get settled in instead of bouncing a second time this season.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you think we could get Gary Harris? I'm not trying to go off on the rails here, but I mean, he's pretty good defensively. He hit the three. I think he'd be a pretty good pickup. I mean, especially going into the playoffs. He's got playoff experience in his time in Denver. I think it'd be a pretty good pickup.
I mean, you just said the magical word there, Denver.
Yeah. But he might be being looked at.
Yeah. Obviously that's something that AK would be rather familiar with. Giving him Matt Thomas's spot, I'm sure he'd rather sit on our bench than the Magic's bench.
I'll pack them motherfuckers' bags myself.
I mean, I'm sure he probably goes ahead of TBJ in the rotation pretty quickly. I don't think he's stopping them from adding somebody like him. So no, I mean, I think that's a name that we could look for. That would be a hell of a buyout market. You get Tristan Thompson and Gary Harris for free instead of giving up any assets at all, especially after showing us what you can do with the second-round pick in DeSumo. Obviously, a whole bunch of people have to be stupid for that to happen too. But just having those seconds for future trades or for late draft night steals to add to your playoff rotation. we might legitimately have a rookie drafted in the second round in our playoff rotation. That is how
That's fucking wild.
comfortable Io is on this team, and Billy is confident in him. So, no, just the fact that we get to talk about this. Like before, we're talking buyout market. We're talking guys that we're buying out to send to people for free because we're trying to lose.
Right.
Now we're talking.
Take it down.
Now we're taking people. Like we're making other fan bases cry, and it makes
good. Fuck them.
Yeah,
they suffered long enough. Fuck them. I don't care. Fuck them. Fuck them kids. I don't care about them kids. I don't care about them at all. Fuck them. Last question I'll answer or just throw out there is we were asked about Marko Simonovic. How come he didn't get any playing time? Billy Donovan trusts Tony Bradley over Marko Simonovic, even though Simonovic has been killing it in the G League. I will tell you firsthand, a lot of people love to say how people do really well in the G League. I was lucky enough to attend a G League game. The Windy City Bulls brought us out at one point this year. I love what they're doing with the G League and everything like that, but the talent gap between the G League and the NBA is fucking night and day.
I think Tyler Cook had like 22 and 14 last night.
Well, it is straight up. It's not like going to watch a AA baseball because AA baseball is where like all the badass pitchers go, like that are getting ready to come up to the show. Because AA is where that plethora of talent is. It's not like AAA where you have guys that float back and forth between the MLB and AAA. Like AA is where the shit's at. That's competitive baseball, right? Like you'd think the G League would look like that a little bit. And there's some players that do get their opportunities from the G League that can shine or look pretty good. But Simonovic is doing like I think 2 2020 games. He looks really good. I don't think he'd be any worse than Tony Bradley, but Billy Donovan does. So Billy Donovan, or he's not confident enough yet in him, and that's probably why you didn't see him play. I'd love for him to get in some minutes and do something, see what he could do offensively, because he is pretty deceptively quick. I'll say that much. For being as big and like lanky as he is, but it'll be a matter before he breaks the rotation. I wouldn't be surprised even if he does. He gets a crack at it next year or something like that. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head with the trust factor at this point. Even though Tony Bradley doesn't know what he's doing on the floor, he's going to do what he's told. As where someone like Marko is hungry to prove himself, and he's going to do more of his own thing and what's right for Marko as opposed to what's right for the team at this point. And Billy just trusts Tony over that, even though the skill gap between those two, Marko might have wider skill sets and better skill sets than Tony, but one's just a little bit more trustworthy for this current situation.
Right. Absolutely. So All-Star Weekend real quick. We're going to get into this. I did not tell you this, by the way. So this weekend, I am all alone. My family is going up to Wisconsin to enjoy their cabin for my father-in-law's birthday. I would love to go, but I booked the Disney trip at the end of March. So don't worry. I will be bringing my computer and doing exactly what I did. What was that, 2-3 years ago, where I recorded a podcast with you from the Disney hotel room. I will do that again. That's dedication, if you were wondering. It's fucking dedication. But I will be home to watch NBA All-Star Weekend all by my lonesome with a couple cases of beer here. And maybe Beer Garden Jim will come over to my house instead of being a little bitch because he lives in Arlington Heights and he says it's too far. But on Friday, I believe we get to see Io DeSumo in the Rising Stars game. So I'm just kind of running through this for everybody. We'll get to see Io on Friday. Do we have confirmation if Zach is still participating in the 3-point contest yet?
Not that I'm aware of. I
haven't seen
meet
anything
with the Bulls and staff and talk about minutes and all that kind of stuff and what he's going to do. So, I mean, I'd like to think it's just shooting, right? It's just like high-paced shooting. So,
well, they said they drained the fluid out of his leg, and I just don't know. And they said he can resume basketball
in 48 hours.
Right.
So, I mean, today's the 16th. That's,
So I'm assuming he'll probably. Then I think it's fair that he'll probably play.
Zach so badly wants to be the first player to ever win a dunk contest and a 3-point contest.
Yeah, he'll probably be in it.
He's shooting. Whether he's playing in the game or he's going to let somebody else get more run, that might be a toss-up. But I think he's shooting in the 3-point competition.
Okay, cool. So on Saturday we'll have another Chicago Bull in it, and that'll be Zach LaVine. And then on Sunday we get the game itself. We get we get the NBA All-Star game, and we get to watch DeMar and Zach.
How do you not have somebody in the dunk contest?
Oh, the fact that Javonte Green's not in it, I'm a little upset about. DJJ's got a broken finger. Just let him rest. Let him rest. Fuck, I don't want him hurting himself. Just let him rest, and that's it. So I'm good on that. I don't want anybody getting hurt. Our fucking luck, if we put somebody in the dunk contest, the fucking rim would fall on him and we lose them for the playoffs. So I'm okay. I'm okay on that.
Fair enough. Let's avoid the dunk contest.
Right. Let's win the dunk contest. So then we'll come back on Thursday, February 24th against the Atlanta Hawks. So that's when we'll come back. I don't know if we might do a podcast this weekend, just maybe to highlight Iowa's.
If you're home alone with a case of beer, we'll probably end up doing a podcast this week.
Multiple cases of beer, my friend.
Oh,
multiple.
My
So that is what I'm going to be. Jordan Miller is in here, and I heard he killed Tupac. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. Jordan, what are you doing? They said he's eligible to attend the event. No confirmation of him participating. Don't bring us down, Jordan. Don't. He's participating. But I don't have anything else, man. Bulls pick up the win. DeMar DeRozan makes history. We're going in NBA All-Star Weekend on a 5-game winning streak. And if you were wondering, bro, which I'm sure you were, the Bulls are first in the Eastern Conference right now. Miami Heat are 0.5 games, half game back of the Chicago Bulls. And the Bulls are hurt as fuck. So let's take that as a victory going into the All-Star break.
That is almost mind-blowing. I think Miami has a game tomorrow night, so we'll either be in first or tied with them headed in here. And that's ridiculous. Given all the shit we've gone through with like a brand new roster outside of 3 or 4 people, that's some shit. It's all a testament to just how great the fit of all these players was on this team.
Right.
And same goal. So this has been a fun season, and we get to keep riding into the All-Star break here on a 5-game win streak.
Hell yeah, dude.
A little healthy. Zach's got the juice out of his knee. He's going to win a 3-point contest. Feeling real good. Coming back, and the Bulls are not going to get embarrassed on national television for like 6 straight games.
Fucking A right, dude. I love that. Let's cheer for Charlotte tomorrow night, which is Thursday, February 17th.
They need a dub.
Yeah, they need a dub bad. But let's cheer for Charlotte tomorrow against Miami. So the Bulls do have first place going into the All-Star break. So that's all I have, man. Anything else before we ride out here? Are you straight?
DeMar DeRozan, the MVP.
The MVP. Everybody beat short. You're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at BullsOnTap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Goose at BullsScripted, me at BuzzOnTap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review, because that's cool and tough. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, Twitter or Facebook, go over to the YouTube, subscribe to the OnTapSportsNet YouTube channel, hop into the comment section, talk to Jim and the guy that killed Tupac Shakur and Jordan Miller. That's what we've been told, allegedly. We'll be back probably this All-Star weekend under the influence of some sort, watching our favorite Bulls players participate in all 3 days of NBA All-Star weekend. Until then, let's go Bulls.